Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for Euro 2020 review, day 11. We are deep into this thing now, and we're into the simultaneous end of group, third game of group phase for a few days. Well, there's only a couple of these, in fact. But last night, 4 games, and 2 at 5 and 2 at 8, and in particular the 8 o'clock ones very much delivered. We now know a lot more about, we've even got some fixtures confirmed for the round of 16. We know a bit more about the points total and the goal difference of 3 of the third place teams, which is important. We also know that England have qualified now. We said, could we get 2 third place teams with 3 points before England play? We do. England are through. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Mr. Southgate plays that tonight. Anyway, first of all, it was Group C at 5 p.m. Of course, we do Group C before Group B. So, we had this game, Ukraine-Austria, but simultaneously, Netherlands v North Macedonia. And the deal here, winner takes all, but a draw would basically do for both. We thought we might get one of those drab tournament-y, quote, prearranged draws, allegedly. But we didn't. What we did get was an Austrian victory in this one. Both teams went into the game with an even goal difference. The Ukraine with more. So the Ukraine had more to lose. A draw would have suited them, but they really didn't turn up. I mean, the players that did turn up were in goal: Bushan, Karavayev, Zabarny, Matvienko, Mykolenko in the midfield, Zinchenko, Sidorchuk, Shaparenko. And a great striking sort of roster there: Malinovsky, Yaremchuk, Yarmolenko. They've produced goals in this tournament, but like most of the Ukrainians, didn't turn up for this game. Backman in goal for Austria: Liner, Dragovic, Hinteregger, Alaba, left back this time. Well, that's where he starts anyway until Baumgartner goes off. Schlager, Grilic, Lima, Sabitzer, Baumgartner, and Marko Arnautovic back into the starting 11 after this game. And it's a 1-0 win for the Austrians. There is the goal on 20 minutes, and young Zabarny just gets caught flat-footed by Baumgartner. And it was cat amongst the pigeons, though. He sort of just raises his boot and manages to take the pace off, or rather use the pace of David Alaba's corner and just direct that to Bouchan's left-hand side. I would sit there saying in my stream yesterday, if this gets to 60-65 level, this is ending in a draw. But this was kind of the one thing that was going to make the game go in this direction. Was a early-ish goal, first half goal, for Austria, basically, which would have drawn the Ukrainians out. Although the Ukrainians then, despite needing a goal, didn't really go all in. As close as they come, well, I mean, you tell me, driven across the box there, good parry by Backman, because if he parries that more outwards, Yarmolenko, you can see, is just going to stick that in the back of the net. Huge chance for 2-0 for Arnautovic. Horrible miss there, squared in, and should score with the left foot. So Ukraine playing on their nerves. There you go, 86-56. As Yaremchuk drives that one across the box. To be fair, it's a bit deceptive because in order to beat Backman, he did have to hit that with a lot of pace, which meant it was either going to be his shot that was going to go in, rather than it being a cross for one of those two players there arriving, if you know what I mean. A cross wasn't really going to happen with the way the Austrians were set up. But it flies wide of the post and it ends 1-0 to Austria. And there's kind of the evidence the Ukraine didn't turn up. Look, 0.26 on the XG. Just didn't really create anything. 50-50 on the possession. But then look, 18 shots to 5, 9 corners to 4, 2 big chances to 0. Pick your poison of the underlying metric to retrofit to your argument, as we tend to do very well with statistics when we're chatting football. But Austria, so regardless, this is a bit different than Group B, which we'll talk about. Regardless of what Netherlands and Macedonia were going to do, this was the one that meant something. And we'll look at the table after we've looked at Netherlands, Macedonia. But this means qualification guaranteed for the Austrians in second place. And the Ukrainians -1 goal difference and 3 points. So we already know Switzerland as a third place finisher are going to be ahead of them. And I mean, later in the night, we'll discuss this. We are going to get Finland as a third place finisher with -2. So they're second in line at the moment with 3 groups to go. Will it be enough? We'll find out more tonight. We're going to find out one more group's worth tonight. But tomorrow night, that's the one, isn't it? Group E and F. Anyway, one more game in this group. A bit of a dead rubber because we knew Netherlands were 99% certain to finish top. Or were they? No, they were certain to finish top. They already had head-to-head on Austria and Ukraine, didn't they? And we knew North Macedonia were going to finish bottom because they didn't have head-to-head on Ukraine and Austria. So, chance for Netherlands to get 9 points, and they did just that. And it's a 3-0 victory in this one. And a very good group performance from Netherlands. This group very much the top and bottom looking like Group B where, well, we'll talk about that in a second where we get a 9-pointer. In fact, we've had 3 9-pointers so far. Italy, Belgium, now Netherlands. So lots of spoiler alerts here for Group B. But hey, if you're watching this, you probably already know that, don't you? There's your North Macedonian team. Dmitrievski in goal. Rostovski, Velkovski, Musliu, Alioski across the back. Bardi, Ademi, Trikovski, Elmas, Trezkovski, and Goran Pendev, who was given a guard of honour playing his last international game. 37? I think I've got the right age there. I know that's been reported over and over again. For the Dutch, little bit different, excuse me, than the Italians or the Belgians. Didn't rest too many players here. Look, Stecklenburg's there, De Vries, De Ligt, Blind. That's the first choices. Van Arnhel and Dumfries, that's the first choices. De Jong, Gravenberch comes in. Wijnaldum's been the first choice, so is Depay. It's only really Marlon and Gravenberch. Marlon playing up front with Depay. Big Weghorst not required in this game. But interesting from Frank de Boer. Obviously rating continuity and maybe momentum, if that's a thing, against resting some players. We know Netherlands will play on Sunday now, so they do have a reasonable enough rest in tournament turns. North Macedonia, thought they'd taken the lead, but there's the VAR output, offside against Pandev. And here come the goals. The first one, Memphis Depay. It's a nice enough move, but a bit statuesque from the North Macedonians in defence. Marlon carries the ball, and Depay carries the ball, a 1-2, and Depay sort of puts it in, and without wanting to sound very patronising, I was expecting a tactical foul to come here, and then here, and then here, and it does feel a little bit D-Mob happy end of term stuff, and the Dutch take the lead. And here comes new superstar number 10, Jorginho Wijnaldum, who's going to be joining the big boys at the top of the scorers chart. He's been very attacking in this tournament. Clearly now played in number 10. Here's his second of the tournament and the second of this game. And here's his third of the tournament and the third of this game. Nice little couple of tap-ins. I think I've got them the right way around, haven't I? It feels like I've got them the wrong way around. Someone will correct me in the chat. Either way, Wijnaldum scores 2 goals. Tap-in from the left and pouncing on that rebound. He's really enjoying just being a midfield runner, getting ahead of De Jong and Gravenberch in this terms today. And he's getting the goals as well. Excellent stuff from Wijnaldum and the Netherlands. You can imagine. I mean, look at the shot map. Very open, attacking stuff. In for goal, have got 3.41 on the XG. The Macedonians created a fair amount, didn't they? 2 big chances, 6 big chances for the Dutch. Very, very much a third game of a group games with everyone knowing what's happening there. A little bit of the tightness intensity kind of just falls away there. And the Netherlands going to go on. I've been talking about this table. Why don't I just show it to you? 9 points for the Netherlands. So in they go. They will play third place from either D, E or F. We will find out more tonight and tomorrow. That's all we know at the moment, is that they're going to be playing on Sunday at 5 against somebody, one of those teams. The Austrians get through, and the Austrians will play the Italians on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Given what we've seen, you'd make the Italians favourite for the matchup, but Austria go through, and we'll see what they can do there. Ukraine, as we mentioned, 3 points, -1 goal difference. I suppose the one positive is they've scored 4 goals. So if there's anybody else going through on 3 points and on -1 or even worse, -2, with fewer than 4 goals, there might be a chance for Ukraine. But we've been looking at 4 points as the magic number for the longest time. So a waiting game for the Ukraine. Will it be enough? Who the hell knows? Well, we've got another 6 games to tell us across groups D, E and F whether or not that will be enough. Right, let's get on to Group B. And we'll do Belgium and Finland first, because we knew Belgium had qualified. And look, they hadn't won the group because they were on 6, Finland were on 3. So a Finland win and the head-to-head would have meant that Finland won the group. But it's going to go in the other direction here. And Belgium qualified in first place with 9 points. And a fairly comfortable win in the end here, 2-0. Alongside a very interesting game between Denmark and Russia over in Copenhagen. There is your Finnish team: Hudreski, Raitala, Tavivo, Aruji, O'Shaughnessy, Urinen, Kamara, Spav, Lod, Pukki, and Pojan Palo. For the Belgians, a little bit of a mix. Some proper first teamers that we've seen in the first 2 games, and some people off the bench. Courtois starts, Dinea, Boyata and Vermaelen. We haven't seen, I don't think we've seen Boyata or Vermaelen start. I think we have seen Dinea start, possibly both the games. Trossard and Chadley are the reserve wing-backs. Witsel hasn't started yet, has he? De Bruyne came off the bench in the last game. I don't know if he ever gets described as any kind of reserve. Doku, Hazard has been on the bench, and Lukaku stays in up front. Continuity or golden boot, you tell me. So here are the goals in this one. Lukaku, by the way, it's 0-0 at half time. This is second half now. Lukaku has one disallowed. His big toe is offside or whatever. And then Vermaelen, you can see, heads it from the corner. It hits the post, and there's Radetsky. Comes back and he knocks it over his own line and then scrambles to try and keep it out. It won't be Vermaelen's goal. It goes down as an own goal. At that point, that then gives Belgium the lead. And Finland then drop, obviously, from 4 points to 3. And Denmark were already on 3 points at this time. And remember, the Danes were coming back from a goal difference of 4-1 against 3. They only had 1 goal at this point. So it's all on a knife edge with Denmark on -1 goal. Finland also on -1 goal. Denmark had scored 2 at this point. So everything switching around. And that goal put Denmark in the box seat. We'll talk about the Danish game in a second, because they're going to go racing away. Belgium, well, kind of ease away. 2-0, another one for Lukaku, an assist, of course, for De Bruyne. Lukaku rolls his man, as he's very good at, and just powers that into the gap to Radetsky's left-hand side. So 2-0 to the Belgians meant that if the Danes or the Russians could do their business, they would qualify. All opening up. Finland there with 2 defeats. There are the numbers. Finland didn't really create anything. 0.39 on the XG or 0.31 on the... That's a rarity of Infogol being more stingy than SofaScore on their XG model. Takes all sorts. 17 shots to 7. Look, 5 corners to 0. 2 big chances to 0. A very viable win for the Belgians, who have 9 points. Finland ending on 3 with that second goal for the Belgians, meaning -2. Let's now move across to Denmark versus Russia. Denmark losing their first 2 games in perhaps unfortunate circumstances. Obviously, the Christian Eriksen issue was a big mitigating factor in their defeat to Finland. And then, against Belgium, they were really good, really amped up and emotional in the first half. And then, we mentioned him already, Kevin De Bruyne came on and did for them. So a bit of a sense that things had gone against them, and in a different set of circumstances, they'd have some points on the board. They didn't. The Russians were sat there on 3 points, and of course with their head-to-head over Finland, and we had this crazy possible situation of the day ending with Denmark having head-to-head over Russia, Russia having head-to-head over Finland, and Finland having head-to-head over Denmark. So everything just goes in a big circle, and you'd be moving them above and below each other in the table. So off we go to goal difference. If that might happen, I think you all know it's going to happen. Here are teams: Russia, Safonov, Zhikia, Divev, Kudryashov, Kuzayev, Fernandez, wingbacks, Ozdoyev, Zobnin, Golovin, Miranchuk, Juba, nice front 3 again, like the Ukrainians actually. Schmeichel, Christensen, Kerr, Vestergaard, Marla, Voss, Højbjerg, Delaney, Damsgaard, Braithwaite, Poulsen. Again, I'll reiterate, the Danes had played well against Belgium and then just got Kevin De Bruyne in the second half, didn't they? Going to play well in this one, and they're going to be in the lead by half-time. Damsgaard, touch. Really clever goal this, because he hits it so early. We were kind of looking on the stream saying, that's not gone right in the corner. Why hasn't the keeper got that? The reason the keeper hasn't got that is because he's just taken by surprise. Touch, finish from outside the box. And it doesn't have to be in the corner. If you have the element of surprise and speed, and Damsgaard gets the opener. Remember, at this point, at half-time, Finland are level. So Finland would be on 4 points, Denmark 3, Russia 3. And the Danes were waiting for a Belgian goal, which would then take 1 off the Finnish goal difference. And then things would start to be looking nice and tight. At this point, it's -2. And the Finns had a neutral goal difference, -2 for the Danes. So we did still need more of a swing. And boy, did we get it in the second half. Now, there's fewer more miserable moments in football when a player plays a horrible blind back pass. And then you get that realisation from the poor player. I think it's Zobnin, isn't it? As they look around and the horror of, oh no, what have I done? You don't like to see that. And it's not even this a horrible back pass. It's pretty much a perfect assist that not only takes out his entire team, but his goalkeeper as well. Because the back pass goes all the way across, and it's Safonov, isn't it? The keeper is chasing along like a cat, kind of trying to grab some cotton wool. And Poulsen just waits, lets it go across his body, sticks it in the net. 2-0. Are you following? So at this point, it's 2-0, and the Danes are now, let me add up my goal difference. They are on 3-4 and 3 again. So they now have a neutral goal difference. Finland have a minus goal difference, but they still have 4 points. So at this point, we then knew it was all on Belgium. Belgium needed to score to help the Danes in terms of the Finns dropping from 4 points to 3, which would now, with the goal difference and the fact that the head-to-heads are all going in a circle, put the Danes above the Finns. Of course, the Belgians then have a goal disallowed, and then what happens? The Russians get a penalty. So, sensationally here, hands on in the box. Up sticks Big Juba, and it's 2-1 to the Danes. I think I've got my timeline right. I don't think the Belgians have scored yet. That may be the other way round. Look, within this time frame, we now do get that key goal for Belgium. So there's 2 goals left. 1 for Belgium and 2 for Denmark. But now the teams are tied up on 3 points. So the Danes are -1 on their goal difference, and the Finns are also -1. Everything's level on goal difference, so Denmark are going through on goals scored at this point. Can you imagine? Points are tied, head-to-head is tied, goal difference is tied, goals scored. We're on our 4th ratchet down our mechanism for qualification. However, what about this? A great moment here. Christensen smashes in the goal, and if you ever want to see a stadium go mad and an outpouring of frustration and sort of genuine emotion given what happened in the first game, brilliant moment. 3-1, and then not long after that, or does it go 4 for the... I can't remember which way around the goals fly in, but that is the moment there where it's like, okay, Belgium are doing the business. The goal difference is now neutral for the Danes and negative for the Finns. The Russians are done. It's 3-1, because remember at 2-1, if Russia had then got it back to 2-2, the Danes finish on 1 point, the Russians finish on 4, and the Russians qualify. So literally could have been anything at that point. But not long after that, Mahler, who is another Atalanta player, isn't he, comes in from left wing back, sticks it in 4-1. It goes 2-0 for Belgium. We get a 3-goal cushion in one game, a 2-goal cushion in the other. And finally, this table sorts itself out. It felt like some of the streams we've done on the championship final day where everything is changing all the time. Every goal, somebody moves around in the table. Brilliant stuff. Well done, Denmark. There are the numbers, and the Russians just surrendered, didn't they? 2.13 on the XG, or 2.51 on info goal. Remember, the Russian XG swelled by that penalty kick. 0.77 of it goes there. Look, a penalty's a penalty. I'm not one of these people who gets pedantic about penalties. They're part of the game, aren't they? 65-35, but look, 16 shots, 10 shots on target. We haven't had many double figures of shots on target, have we? 3 big chances. 2-1. And look, let's just get to the damn table. Get to the table. Belgium, 9 points. And in the end, the head-to-head was all equal, and the goal difference, I believe, is taken from the games involving those 3 teams. So you hack out the games against Belgium, and it essentially then just becomes a 3-game goal difference table. And of course, the Danes won one of those games 4-1, which really ratchets things up in their favour. And Denmark qualify in 2nd place. Have a look at 3rd place, Finland. 3 points, -2. So at the moment, let me just have a look on my laptop over here. Switzerland have 4 points. They have qualified because there's already 2 teams definitely going to be worse than them. So Switzerland have qualified in 3rd place. They're our first 3rd place qualifier. We can't rule out Finland and Ukraine yet until we know what D, E and F have done. So Finland have -2 and 3 points. Ukraine have -1 and 3 points. They also have 4 goals. So at the moment, in our little queue, we've got the Ukraine above Finland, but potentially a win for Croatia or Scotland would be enough. We've got the interesting one where a Spanish draw or Slovakia losing by 1, and you've got another team on 3 points and either a neutral or a minus goal difference. Are you keeping up? Or a German or Portuguese defeat would leave another team on 3 points. So look, all over the shop. What we do know is Belgium will play potentially 3rd place from A, D, E or F, which means there could be Switzerland, and D, E, F, we don't know. Denmark will play Wales in the first knockout game on Saturday at 5 p.m. All the answers are on the whiteboard, by the way. That's why I'm continually turning around. So that's what we do know now. We have we've got 3 groups where we know Italy and Wales definitely through, Belgium and Denmark, Netherlands and Austria. We also know Switzerland are through. We also know anybody with 4 points is through. So that's the Czechs, the English, the Swedes and the French are all going to be going through with the fact that they have got 4 points. There will be 2 teams finishing with lower points than that. So it's starting to shake out. We know that Italy, Wales, Switzerland, Belgium, Denmark, Netherlands, Austria, Czech Republic, England, Sweden and France will all be in the round of 16, given that Finland and Ukraine are definitely finishing in 3rd place on 3 points. It's complex, it's complicated, and look, hopefully you're going to watch this, and then this will all be irrelevant by the time we get to 10 p.m. tonight, because it's Croatia versus Scotland, England versus Czech Republic, and Group D then is going to figure itself out a little bit more tonight. It's going to figure itself out completely, isn't it? And yeah, all eyes on Gareth Southgate's team selection, and will he play some reserves and play for a draw in 2nd place in the group to try and avoid what would, at the moment, be a game against Germany? Although the Germans may well beat the Hungarians. Could it be the French? Oh, my goodness me. Hey, who knows? We're going to find out where... we're not going to find out the opponent, but we'll know which pool it's going to come from later tonight. There we go. I could have put that up to explain things a bit better, couldn't I? What we do know from that slide that I'd forgotten I'd put on the end of this is that Cristiano Ronaldo, Patrick Schick, Georgie Wijnaldum and Romelu Lukaku are all on 3 goals. And we haven't had a hat-trick from anybody yet. We've had a couple of doubles, haven't we, from Locatelli, Lukaku and Wijnaldum and Schick. Did Ronaldo get a double? Of course he did, yeah. So we've had several doubles, but no 3s so far, which always helps with the old golden boot, doesn't it? Right, that was our review for day 11. Lots of excitement last night, particularly in Group B. I wonder whether there'll be similar amounts of excitement tonight between Croatia, Scotland and England, Czech Republic. We will find out. I've had my say, now you have yours. Get involved in the comments. That is our Euro 2020 review. Day 11. 2 more days and then it's a rest day, for God's sakes. I've done, 11 days straight of this. Been really, really enjoying it. If you've watched any of the content, please hit subscribe, ring the bell. And I'll see you tonight for England versus the Czechs on the watch along. What is Gareth going to do next? I wonder. Thank you everybody for watching. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.